Good morning, everyone. It's not morning. Why did I say good morning? Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. I haven't caught up with you yet today, mainly because I was getting a tattoo this morning. This is what it looks like. I'm super chuffed with it. I will put a picture of it on here because it looks really silly from this angle. So, you know, it is by Laura Brett. I was very excited to do it. We went to Braintree, which is about an hour from where we live. And yeah, it was great. Really nice experience. I thought it was going to be really bad because I started my period last night and my pain tolerance just, and my blood sugar levels just go up and down when I'm on my period, and my blood pressure just goes whoop at the same time. So I thought it was going to be terrible, but thankfully, because it's an outline basically, and you weren't going over the same parts over and over again, it wasn't too bad in terms of like having to go over the swelling part, which is where I find that tattoos actually get really painful. So yeah, I did okay. Very, very happy with myself. Not that, you know, getting a tattoo is really an achievement considering I've got 8 of them now, but what can you do? Yeah, it was a really nice morning actually, and we got home and I did a little bit of work on one of my crochet patterns when I got back, because my plan is by the end of the month to have those 3 patterns ready to go. I'll kind of explain it a bit more in a second because I'm working on some samples. But yeah, and now it's like 3:30, maybe 4. My fiance and I are having a bit of a date night tonight, just a very chill one because obviously period, and you know, weather's a bit naff. January budget is always a bit tighter than most budgets because it's like stretched out, because I get paid in the middle of December and then I don't get paid again until February. It's a whole thing, but we're good. We're still having a date night. It's been my goal this year to kind of make sure we have a date night every month, and this is the first one. I want to kick it off. Even if it's not the perfect date, I want to make some form of memory with my partner at least once. For a little bit of context, my sister also lives with us, so I find it really important to make sure that we get time just as a couple as well, because we hang out as a family like all the time. So yeah, that's that. Let's talk about what I'm working on actually, because it's kind of exciting because it's my pattern. One of the few. So this is unblocked right now, but this is the first sample of my Wheatberry mini scarf. It looks really frilly right now. I mean, the frilly look could work, I suppose, like, but once it's blocked, it's going to be a bit more like this, a bit more like that all the way. And so yeah, this is a variation of a pattern that I wrote last year, which I've yet to release, which I'm also hoping to have ready by the end of this month, which is for a little triangle cowl. It kind of started off in the same way, and it's got a bit more like embellishment on the rows, and it works with double crochet rather than single crochet. But I really like the idea of a mini scarf as well, because I've already made a sample of the scarf, which I gave away to my mum, and I've also made 3 samples of the cowl. So yeah, feel quite happy with those 2, and this was the final one that I wanted to just kind of iron out. And yeah, so I'm quite happy with this. I took a measurement of the weight and it was literally 51 grams, which was really frustrating to me. I'm kind of bummed at that, to be quite honest, because you know, that's 1 gram over a normal skein of sock yarn. So yeah, I'm doing another sample. I got 1 50-gram skein of Drops Fable. I will literally show you it right now. I'm hoping that it's going to be fine because the meterage on Drops Fable compared to this yarn, which is Scapia's Arcadia, is you get slightly more per gram with Drops Fable, like the teensiest little bit, but it means that the meterage that I was getting on that one actually works out at under 50 grams in this one. So yeah, this is the shade that I'm doing this next sample in. It is Berries and Cream by Drops. And I'm almost done with the increase section now, but these really don't take long. If you put the time into it, it's probably going to be under 5 hours. To be honest, I could probably do it in 4. The cowl took 3 hours, and I can probably do that in under 3 hours now. And the scarf, I didn't actually check how long it took, but it was like under 24 hours, like time from when I started to when I finished, including the rest of my life. So definitely doable in a weekend. I would definitely say that all of these are like weekend projects. But yeah, I'm doing another sample of the small size. I've then got this beautiful butter yellow. This is Yarn Smith's Merino Silk in the shade, doesn't tell you, 2K172, which I think was either called lemon yellow or butter yellow. I can't remember which, but it's a gorgeous butter yellow, which really looks white in this lighting. But yeah, this is so soft. This is lovely. And I'm going to make the largest size in this one. I think for now at least, I want to do the small size, the large size, get a rough estimate of the size of the medium one, just based on the pattern that I've written. And then a little bit closer to the time of release, I'll do that third one, that third size. Because I do have other stuff I need to work on. I never finished Christmas presents. So I'm, you know, dealing with that currently, to the point where I literally had to restart one on like the 27th of December. But that one's almost finished now, so I'm happy with that. But my hard deadline for the last two projects that I need to get done is the 5th of February. Because the 5th of February we're going up to Sheffield for my sister's wedding. So that'll be the next time I see everybody, and I'm definitely want to close the door on Christmas presents by then. So yeah, but for now I'm just going to get this sample done. I want to try and get that done today, because I'm either going to start the large size sample now, or I'm going to start my sample of the scarf after that. I haven't decided which one yet. Basically, I have two projects that I can work on at any given time. So one of them is the Christmas present that I'm actively working on right now, which needs to be shipped off this week. And then the other one is this scarf sample. But I'm trying to make sure that I balance like my own designs with gifts and things I'm making for myself just for fun. Because I've got a lot of big plans for, you know, this time of year and the, you know, future of my crochet patterns and stuff. So yeah, but I'm going to work on this. Really want to get it done today. Should be okay. Maybe it'll take a little bit into tomorrow, but I've got a lot to do tomorrow, not crochet wise. Basically gutting my bedroom because we're getting a massive IKEA delivery tomorrow. It's been mine and Jack's goal this year to kind of redo that bedroom because it got a little bit overrun with stuff. I did a massive stash reset at the beginning of the year. I donated about, maybe like 7 or 8 bin bags full of yarn I ended up donating. So yeah, I did a massive stash reset. Basically everything that I've got now is probably going to be used within 6 months. I'm not looking to have too much after that. The only thing that is possible could stick around is maybe some Aran scraps for things like these patchwork cardigans and maybe some cotton fingering weight scraps because I use a lot of that in the summertime. But we're going to be a lot harsher on ourselves about what we're buying, what we're using, all that sort of stuff. So I did that, and we basically had a lot of like secondhand furniture or like really inexpensive and slightly poor quality furniture for a very long time. Our bed is like 8 years old at this point, and it's an ottoman bed that's kind of tipping on one side. So yeah, we're kind of redoing our whole room. And this month we were able to get the kind of the storage furniture in the desk sorted out. So I've got a big Kallax unit coming tomorrow, as well as some inserts for it so that it can be better storage. Some of it's going to be like a display cabinet. Some of it's going to be storage of, you know, some craft supplies, things like that. There's going to be space for my crochet books and all that sort of stuff. And also a nice long desk is coming tomorrow, which means that I will have a lot more space when it comes to working from home from like a more permanent place. I normally have like a little tray table that I move around, but having a permanent place to work from home would be nice. And also it's going to be a big enough surface that I can then use it to take pictures on or do tutorials on without too much hardship, which is really what I'm looking forward to. Annoyingly though, not all of the furniture was in stock at the time that we originally ordered the IKEA order, so next Sunday we've got 2 sets of drawers coming as well, and a cat bed that fits in the Kallax unit because I had to. So yeah, it's all change at the moment. Also we've got the pegboard system, but because we're renters, I went on Etsy and I got some command hook mounts for it, but they're not going to be here for a couple weeks, so that's going to be sitting around collecting dust in the meantime. But yeah, that's how the weekend's looking. Next week is... I don't know that there's much going on next week. Let me think. Probably end up going for a run with my run club on Monday night, because it's the only like evening run club that they have, and I like that because I'm not getting up at 6 in the morning to go run. But other than that, I think it's really just hanging out, working on stuff. So yeah, it should be a fun week though. I'm kind of getting out of a funk. December was a massive funk for me. A lot of stuff was happening at work that didn't work out quite well and actually put me in a really bad spot. So yeah, but we're on the other side of it. Yeah, feeling a lot better about that. So hopefully we're on the up and it should be quite a fun, enjoyable week. So yeah, I've babbled on for like 10-15 minutes now, which is kind of crazy considering all I did was, you know, say hello, say what I'm working on. But yeah, I'm going to stick the telly on and I am going to work on the scarf. Date night meal has been ordered. We decided to get pizza. We got it from a place that does like all you can eat pizza slices, and they do a roulette box. So we're gonna see what's in there. We also got a pizza that we both like. So yeah, but I'm very excited to see what happens, whether or not it's good pizza or we end up with like goat cheese, which at least there's definitely some things that Jack likes and I don't, and the other way around as well. I like olives, Jack does not. Jack loves truffle, I do not. So at least if they're things that one of us likes, we're good. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm hopeful though. I'm very hopeful. As for the scarf, I am like all the way through the increase section. We're now working on the straight bit, which is fine. A little less counting, always good. And then the decrease section, literally can do it very quickly, like probably in less than an hour. So hopefully tonight will be the night we finish that scarf. And then we can block it in the morning before we get on with all our other stuff. So yeah, let's get after it. Okay, we have pizza. Pizza number 1. Cajun chicken, chili honey and mascarpone. This is the best. This is my fave. Followed up by mixed meat, which is speck ham, sausage and mozzarella. Don't knock over the drink, Megan. Cheesy garlic. It was a freebie, so we got it. Cheesy garlic bread. And finally, we've got mystery meat, which is the roulette one. So we're gonna see what is in there. We're about to unveil the mystery meat. And, oh, this looks great. It looks like a pulled pork and barbecue sauce. There's 2 slices of that, 2 slices of salami, and that looks like chili honey. And then 2 slices of some sort of sausage. We love some sort of sausage. This is exciting. We didn't get no goat cheese, and I'm happy with that. Hey, hello. It is 1 AM. Whoops. Didn't mean for that to happen at all. I'm like stupidly close on this. we're in the decrease section, and that literally takes less than an hour, but I just can't do it right now. The pizza was good. We ordered way too much, as per usual, so lots of yummy leftovers for the next few days, and when my sister gets home from the party she's at, she can also have some, and that's fine. But yeah, I need some sleep, so I will catch you all in the morning.
Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick-ass boy. Damn. Bah!
I wanted to make this an aesthetic shot where I open up a can of Monster. Clearly, that ain't happening, because my nails can't get under there today. What's going on? Also, it's so freaking cold. This has been in my fridge since before Christmas. No aesthetics in that whatsoever. Also, the sun is behind me, so terrible lighting. Good morning to you. It's 9:30. Drinking an energy drink at 9:30 feels illegal. But at the same time, who wants to drink an energy drink later than midday? Because then you'll be awake all the goddamn time. Also, I've had a bit of a caffeine drought recently, so this might affect me more than normal. Today's a big day. I don't know why I'm lounging on the couch, but today's a big day. Furniture's arriving at between 5 and 7. We have to go pick it up from our local Tesco because IKEA do drop-offs there. And our nearest IKEA is like nearly 2 hours away. So yeah, IKEA collection. It's after Jack gets home from work. He works 10 till 4 on a Sunday, but he's already gone because he normally eats breakfast beforehand on a Sunday. It's like his little treat for him and his colleague. They always work together on a Sunday, so that's nice. As you might have seen from the previous clip where Michael was not letting me get up. The room is in a particular way right now where a lot of stuff is just out. That isn't helped by the fact that my clothes always lived on like an open clothes rail, and there's, you know, a lot of furniture that just got overfull. We did a lot of clearing out with the yarn stuff, and actually, to be honest, I think there's more I can donate, but that's not for today. Today, I'm putting all my yarn stuff under the bed, getting my clothes into the cupboard that we have, because we've made a bit more space in there, taking down that clothes rail, and I have a big drawer unit, like a plastic, kind of metal and plastic sort of drawer unit, full of paper supplies and stuff when I was running my sticker business that I had for a while. And a lot of it's still useful. I do want to get back into printing stickers. I've still got my silhouette machine, and like that's really cool, and I'm back into journaling like massively, so I'd really like to get back into that at some point. But I do need to have a little think about how much I do want to keep, because until I do that, I don't want to just assume that it's going to be useful again. So I'm only going to keep stuff that's really guaranteed to be useful, even if I don't go back into sticker making. So that's things like labels that are like paper labels sort of thing, so that I can sell stuff on Vinted and other places like that. That's always going to prove useful. Yeah, just getting rid of like all the different kind of sticker paper types that I was trying to you know, sample them, things like that, or stuff I was just hanging on to for like, oh, here's an idea, but it doesn't really fit with the future of my sort of crafting in general. And then the other side of it has a lot of like sort of my kind of slightly more artsy kind of stuff. I got a wax seal kit for Christmas a couple of years ago, and that was fun, but I had nowhere to put those wax seals. So I've got all these wax seal supplies that I could probably donate somewhere. I need to really pare down the amount of washi tape and stuff like that I have, because I love journaling. I have a lot of washi tape that I've collected over the years, but it's a case of how much I'm actually going to use. My last reading journal, when I was very big into reading, was really collagey and like vintage ephemera sort of style, so there's a lot of that in there, and I don't see that working for my actual like planner sort of journal. So yeah, lots in there. Also a lot of stamps and ink. That's all sitting in there, and I'd like to get rid of a good chunk of that, really. Obviously, it will all go to a good home. My mum is incredibly crafty. My sister, who lives in Leeds, also journals. and is also quite bookish. So a lot of this stuff can find a home very immediately, but it's just a case of getting in there and sorting it out. But long story short, I'm just trying to pare down as much of what's in there as possible so that we can move it out of the way for when the IKEA delivery comes and we can build the Kallax unit and the desk. I don't think we're going to fit everything that I'm keeping in that unit yet, because obviously I've got a bunch of Alex drawers that are coming next week, but I think it's fine. We're still in a state of semi-permanence with the room anyway. We want to wallpaper one of the walls. It's a big deal. The lighting's terrible. I'm so sorry. Also, Sully's here. Hi, Sully. My little bun. Here's my toasty cinnamon bun. Okay, I give you the tiniest scrap of attention. You walk away. You want to come over here? What's up, Michael? Having two black cats is so hard because even though one is distinctly more chubby than the other one, you can still get them messed up. Basically, I am spending the first hour of my day trying to finish off this scarf, get it out of the way, get it on the blocking boards, and then I can go up and work on the room. So my plan is 9:30. I'm hoping to get everything on the blocking boards by 11. And that gives me 5 hours of sorting out in that room, which I think is going to be more than enough time. So we just need to crack on with it. I'm going to time myself to see how long it actually takes. But yeah. Guys, we lost Yarn Chicken. We lost Yarn Chicken. I'm so frustrated. We were so close. Like literally by the end, these rows were not taking very much yarn at all. But I was literally 7 rows away from perfection. And I'm so pissed off. I'll show you it anyway, because I kind of closed it up as if it did work, which I don't know how it's going to work for a sample, but here we are. Also, yes, my tattoo is kind of guppy right now, but we're coming up on 24 hours, so I will give it a clean. I had to end it like this, so there's a big gap. Normally, these close up quite nicely. Let me show you the other end, for example. Look at that. Not really any gap. Big gap. Big gap. Big gap. Big gap. So yeah, you can kind of see that they end at different widths as well, which is really frustrating. It's not the end of the world. It's still a cute scarf. I don't think anyone would notice. Like, if you were hard pressed, then yeah, you'd see it. But once it's like tied up, I don't think it will. So I won't necessarily use this one for measurements. I will use it for some very particular photos where it doesn't show this side, I probably would say. I'm going to weigh it just to make sure that the weight wasn't, accidentally underweight in terms of a skein, because you do always run the risk of that. I predicted that the last one was 51 grams. Well, I weighed that, it was 51 grams. And this skein was meant to be 50. So I don't know how much difference that gram makes. This does have slightly more meterage though per gram. So it may be that this was quite an underweight skein, or maybe I got my counts wrong on the last one, or something like that. But yeah, something tells me I'm going to need to do a few more samples of this, but thankfully they do not take long. Like, you saw where I was at the beginning of yesterday, and we basically finished it by midnight. There was a little bit to do today, but that took like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, because I was backpedaling and frogging. But yeah, I'm going to get these on the blocking boards, wash this up, and now we're actually going to go grocery shopping because my sister is up and kind of raring to go, which I wasn't expecting. I was kind of expecting her to be a bit hungover, but she's doing okay. So yeah, we're going to go do that. All that spiel I said about energy drinks after midday. I'm still nursing this can and it's 1 p.m, so I'm a big hypocrite. But grocery shop is done. We're blocked. The scarves are blocked. And honestly, you cannot tell that we are missing some rows on that second sample. So obviously I'm going to be able to use it for photos, but I'm not going to use it for like yarn estimation. I love the size of this so much that I don't actually want to change it to try and fit into a 50 gram skein, and I can't tell whether that's a good idea or not. It's really pissing me off because like I could probably make it under 50 grams, but I really like the rate of increase. I really like the length. So it's just a case of like, do I care enough? Only thing I could maybe do is, instead of starting with 3 stitches, start with 5. But again, I don't know if that's what I want. I really love the rate of increase on this. I think it's really nice. But yeah, here's the little croissant looking. Doesn't look as much like a croissant because the edges are bulkier, so it doesn't wrap in the nice way that, you know, the petite knit does. Yeah, but let me just pop it on. It's a gorgeous length. We still got a very slight bit of ruffle to where the puff stitches are. Just need to remember not to pull up the yarn as much as you would for a normal puff stitch, just to make sure that they're the same height as 2 rows, really. They're definitely a lot cleaner in the areas where I was really trying to conserve my yarn, which is funny. So yeah, do a nice tight puff stitch and you should be good. And to be honest, that will probably save you a lot of yarn, to be quite honest, because you've got like over 100 puff stitches in here. Well over 100 puff stitches in here. So that's 100, you know, times that you are saving yarn. But let's get this tied. Let's see. I don't know if I'm the sort of person that looks good with this style of scarf. I never really made one, but it's cute. I like it. And yeah, you really can't tell the difference between these two ends when they're on. Yeah, one's a little bit wider, but it's not crazy. And these blocked out to the same length as this did. So yeah. And then I think the longest length that I want to make of this should be able to wrap around twice. And then the medium is just going to be slightly longer, just enough that you'd have a bit more length to tie with. This could also make a cute bandana. Actually, I'm going to use the one without the really long end. Yeah, but I want to keep that on while I weigh the skein, because this is the whole skein. I'm talking to myself far too much right now. Here's the beautiful purple one. I think this one's lovely. I think this one might be a little bit more ruffly. I don't know. But yeah, it's not too bad. I reckon if you chucked it in a wash, you could probably just stretch it out that little bit extra. In fact, with my merino sample, I think that will work really well, because merino will stretch a lot more. So you can just have it like this, I suppose. You can do the tie like this. This is how people do it. It feels really bulky. I don't know. I don't know if it's for me. Tight scarves don't always look good on me because I have quite a short neck, and also I'm kind of chubby, so, you know, chins kind of conflict. But yeah, I'm sure we can find ways to use it. Plus, there's nothing wrong with me selling samples of my own product. Maybe if I fold this will be a better little headband scenario. Quite nice when you fold it over like this, so you have both puff stitch ends exposed. It's kind of really cute. So let's try that in headband form. That's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if I need to be using it as an ear warmer more. Yeah, this is way too big when it's like this. But oh well. I'm just faffing around with it now. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with the way it blocked out. I was very worried that the crinkle wasn't going to go. And I'm glad it has. So that's where I'm at. Yeah. I'll get this one measured. I'll get that one weighed. But that's kind of secondary to everything else today. Because now I need to get the room sorted for the IKEA delivery. And eat some leftover pizza for lunch. Because the fridge was too full after we did our grocery shopping, so I have to eat it. But my sister's sharing it with me, so that's not too bad. Also, tattoo check, I have now cleaned it. The second skin is kind of falling off. I maybe applied a little bit too much tattoo butter, but I always fall victim to that. And then I end up with not acne on the tattoo, but like in a big circle around it, I get like acne, which definitely means I put too much aftercare cream on every time. And I always think I'm doing less than last time, and it still happens. But yeah. Right, let's get these pizzas warmed up and get on with our day.
Many boring hours of cleaning later.
Oh, that light is a little bit flickery. I'm sorry, I don't care right now. This is a temporary light anyway. Won't be around for too long. To say I'm tired is a bit of an understatement today, because I'm quite exhausted. Since we last spoke about the scarves, I took down a clothing rail. I took down a little plastic drawer unit. I cleared all the stuff out of it. I moved it all away. And then we picked up an IKEA order, brought it here. We built a table and a kallax and some little interior things for the kallax as well. And a lot of crap is still just living about. It's definitely not perfect yet, but I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really good, and I'm feeling confident that once we get the drawers to go under this desk next week, we'll actually have ample storage for everything, and that's really exciting. We still got a little bit of finagling to do with the closet. Obviously, I had a clothes rail before, and my partner, Jack, he's had his clothes in the closet that's kind of built in. And yeah, now we're going to try and condense to the point where we can fit everything in there. To be fair, it was storing probably just as much yarn as it was storing of Jack's clothes, and now that's gone. So that's good. And those yarn tubs you see back there, they're going to go under the bed. But the reason they didn't go under the bed today was because there was some good boys on a bed. So we're going to have to be smart and do it before they get in. Actually, thinking about it, I could probably do it now. Maybe I'll do it now. Anyway, that's it for today. I might spend some time on my computer, to be honest, because it's nice to have my desktop set up again. And my drawing tablet, which is right in front of me. I haven't used this in like probably, I don't want to say like a year, but maybe a year. I haven't used my drawing tablet in forever. And I think it would be really nice to have some kind of hand-drawn elements to the decoration on my patterns, maybe like a little logo for the collections, and some nice flourishes on the videos. Hopefully you've seen some, if I have. And yeah, might be helpful for drawing crochet charts as well. So yeah, I'm hoping that that's good vibes. But yes, I'm gonna head to bed or do computer stuff. Haven't decided yet, but I will talk to you tomorrow. I'm sorry, the bars are sticking around. This is unfortunately the best we got lighting-wise for the time being. I have ordered a new lamp for the desk area, so maybe this will get fixed. We'll see. It's already like 4 p.m. I've just done my work day, and now I'm coming to say hey. I want to take a slight pause from the project work for just a sec, seeing as I have one whip slot open in my rotation, and do something to kind of celebrate the new desk, kind of. So there was some yarn in my stash that I didn't originally donate, but I'm thinking of donating now. However, it's beautiful colours and it would work perfectly for this project. So I'm going to use some of it, and then whatever I don't use, I'm going to donate. That way, it's not sticking around in the stash. I'm clearing more out. So for my little creation thing, I'm going to make a mug rug using these 2 green shades of Drops Cotton Light. I've used this in a project before and it went horribly. So I'm very skeptical about using it again for a wearable, which is why I was kind of willing to donate it, because I had a jumper's quantity. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to, I don't know, either crack some music on, stick a timer on or something. I don't want this to hang around for longer than today, really. So yeah, we're just going to get stuck into it, basically. It is complete. I have a little mug rug. I think it's really cute. I just did moss stitch in the end. I was going to do slip stitch originally, but yeah, I couldn't get it loose enough for it to be simple enough to work into the slip stitches, and I just wanted a quick, easy project that wouldn't take me very long. It took me like an hour and a half, if that. So yeah, it's here. It can live on my desk now, and I can put my water bottle on it, and there's room for something else on it if I need to. Yeah, I love it. I love a little simple make that just, boosts how you're feeling. That's what I crochet for. It's not really what I crochet for, but it's one of the fun things about crocheting. I think this one might end up being the one that I put like my little pen pot on, because it's wide enough that I could have like a secondary pen pot for things like the washi tapes that I'm using for my journal layout this month, so I don't have to go digging through my drawers for the things I need to do my journal. I don't know why, but my camera cut out. So coaster, mug rug, whatever you want to call it. I want to make a few more of these for the desk, but as much as I like the two-tone one, I think the moss stitch would look even better with 3. So I'm going to hold on to the skeins of yarn that I used to make this, and then I will donate the rest. There's still ample yarn being donated, I promise. And then next time I do a wool warehouse order, I'll just try and remember to get like a fun complementary colour to these greens. Maybe like a burnt orange. In fact, let's be cheeky and go on wool warehouse right now. I'm not going to order it, but I know that in the coming weeks I will have to order some yarn for a birthday present from my mum. So maybe I can just get it then. And then if I sign in, it will save it to the basket, which we love. Right, let's go to drops, cotton light. And then I can find the shade names that I actually used as well, because they don't say that on the ball. So I think that's cotton merino, that's not cotton light. What am I doing? What am I doing? Cotton light. Such an inexpensive yarn as well, I love it. Okay, so I was using apple green, and I think the other one was light sage. Yeah, and then I think I want to pair it with either goldenrod or rust, and I don't know which one. I think rust is the better option. It's a little bit more red, but I think it's going to suit the room and the vibe in here a lot better. Also, Crafter's favourite thing happened today. My fiance was like, you should crochet us a bed runner. And I was like, this was already in my head, so thank you for validating me. I've been loving all the kind of quilt blocks that people have been making crochet versions of. Anita Gibney just came out with a book that's literally just quilt inspired granny squares or crochet patchwork things. And then also Mima Makes, who made the absolutely stunning Yorkshire sampler blanket, has come out with the Anne of Green Gables blanket. No, it's called the Imagination blanket, I think. I've got to find it now. Bear with me. To Ravelry. What's in my library? Because I purchased it on... It's called the Imagination quilt. And it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. And then there's a sample of it that she made with gorgeous autumnal tones. And I'm just like, that's basically the bed runner. I have no work to do in terms of colour. The only thing I would do is, instead of having like undyed yarn as the base colour, I would do something quite dark, just so it has that kind of real, I don't know, something about like 90s cabin sort of aesthetics at the moment is really doing it for me. And that's kind of the vibe we're going for in here, because some of our favourite holidays have been in like resorts that look kind of like cabins or are inspired by cabins. So we're just trying to create that vibe in our room. So yeah, we're gonna try and make this work. I'm actually gonna save the picture of this so that I can send it to my fiance, who should be home right now, and I don't know where he is, but doesn't really matter. Okay, time to talk about my other whip, the one that I'll be working on for the rest of today. Let me get situated so I can clip you on. I don't know if you'll work on this, but we'll see. Just not giving up being cozy for nothing. So this crazy mess is the Gracie V-neck by Holly Woodward Designs, and it's like a half and half, worked from the center out sort of granny stripe pullover. And this is a gift for my sister Molly, which is kind of a replacement for her Christmas present that didn't work out too well, because I was making a sample of a jumper I hadn't worked out the sizing for properly yet, and I winged it and it did not go well, and now I'm gifting that to my niece. But yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. I've got one side completely done, even seamed up and everything, because I kind of did join as you go on the final row just to kind of bring it together. It's not something that was part of the pattern, but I figured I would do it. It's made it a little bit tricky for this side, but we're getting there. So obviously I've got about half of the front panel on this side to do, as well as the sleeve. So yeah, that's what I'm cracking on with. I'm probably going to have a chill night up here tonight because I think Maisie and Jack want to watch a scary movie. So I'm going to let them do that. And I'm going to enjoy my little space. Hello, it's Wednesday. I'm not taking you with me for days. It's been so bad. Long story short, my period was terrible. But that's kind of what I get for not having one since September. Not that it was my choice, but here we go. Just felt like it was getting worse and worse and worse, and then all of a sudden it's just stopped today. So yeah, this is where I was productive and I recorded a podcast episode, so you've probably already seen that. But yeah, that's how it's going. I still have so much of this top to do. I have like 14 more rows of the body and then all of the other sleeve to do, and I really wanted to get that shipped off this week. I'm so frustrated. I'm not picking up a second project at the moment just because of that. Once it's done, maybe I'll pick up a second project. I don't know, but I'm still gonna have to be working on Christmas presents. But yeah, I've been having way too much fun having my drawing tablet accessible again. Having Stitch Fiddle and a drawing tablet is peak entertainment for me. I'm not even kidding. So that's been distracting me. I mean, it's productive distraction, but it's not what I need to be doing right now. So that's where we're at. I also just purchased a couple of books that I've been really excited for a very long time. This one is Tunisian Crochet, a stitch dictionary with 501 stitches to explore. How is there 501 different Tunisian crochet stitches? Don't ask me, because I didn't know there was. And my goodness, it's crazy because there's so many in here that they don't all have names. They're just numbers. Maybe one day when we're feeling a bit more relaxed in terms of projects and stuff, I might do some fun little swatches. I might just random number generator between 1 and 500 for these stitches. And then, just see what comes of it. Do little swatches. The only thing that I dislike about this book, and it's literally such a tiny little gripe, and I understand why it didn't happen, because there's so many in here, is I really love when an index page has visual representation of the thing it's talking about. So like, I have the book, what's it called? 200 Crochet Stitches or something like that. And the contents page has a little thumbnail of each one. So you can kind of download a lot of information and kind of compare and contrast a lot of stuff quite quickly with that one. This one I can understand why it didn't happen, but doesn't have that. So it really does take flicking through a lot of sections of this book to get sort of inspiration. But it's still going to be incredibly useful. I feel I'm just so grateful that I got myself this book. It's gonna be like my Bible. Especially because a lot of the patterns that I'm going to be working on over the next year are going to be Tunisian crochet. And then the second book is Mosaic Crochet Directory for Knitting and Crochet, 75 Geometric Designs. And this is by Anna Nikopirowicz, who I think I've got a couple of books by Anna. I've also watched a lot of her tutorials on the internet, so an excellent crafter that I have, from what I have seen. Also, this one was by Laurie Harrison. I feel like Laurie Harrison has a Instagram that I follow. I do follow her Instagram, yes, at AK Laurie Designs. But yeah, this mosaic crochet book is going to be so useful. I'm doing stuff around mosaic crochet in terms of patterns that I want to make, but I'm obviously not going to pull straight from here. But this is a really cool resource to have to kind of understand a bit more how they are put together, how you write a chart, all that sort of stuff, because that's all quite new to me. But yeah, this does have that little sort of contents page that I was going on about. It has it in a slightly different format. So this one has like a mini contents for each of the sections. And that's where it does like the little thumbnail images of each of the stitches or the designs or whatever. I love that. I think that's really cool. And if I was to ever even write like a pattern book, I feel like I'd almost want to do the same thing. My whole art cart collection would have made a really cool book. Maybe it will expand into a book. We're dreaming right here, but love to do that over here. But yeah, to the rest of the evening, it's already 10:30. I don't know how much more I want to get done today because I have to be in the office tomorrow. Like I literally have to be. So yeah, I should probably think about heading to bed as much as I want to be working on stuff. But yeah, so I might see you before I leave for work in the morning. I try and get up early enough that I can like shake the devil out of me, if that makes sense. I'm just a nightmare for the first like 2 hours of being awake. So I try and be up long enough that I don't need to see anyone during that time. And it means I can get a nice early bus because public transport is a nightmare. So yeah, I might see you in the morning. I might be presentable in the morning. I might be an awful person in the morning. Who knows? But regardless, I will see you in the evening. Good morning, everybody. Ooh, what was that? Good morning, everybody. It is 6 a.m. I've been up for an hour already, hence why I'm made up and dressed and all that sort of stuff. I did not sleep well at all last night. At all. I don't know, something about the anxiety of going back to the office meant I was up, awake every like half hour or so. And I couldn't fall asleep until like midnight either. So at best, we've got 4.5 hours sleep. At worst, it's a lot worse. So that's fun. I think this evening is quite a quiet one for me. So I think I'm just going to be working on the V-neck again. I'm going to do a little bit now. Hopefully I'll get a few more rounds in. But I'm at this point now where my elbow and my thumb just hurt all the time because I've just been going at it too hard with the cotton. I need a break from cotton, to be honest. Am I going to be able to get one? Yeah, I should be fine for the next little while. I don't so much mind like anything lighter than like a 4-ply, but DK cotton and up really starts to hurt my hand after a while, so making a whole garment in it is kind of tricky. But yeah, I'll see you when I'm back from work. Hopefully not too disheveled. I can't find my work bag at the moment, which is a bit of a problem. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating, but yeah, we'll see. I'll speak to you guys later. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. I didn't catch up with you yesterday because I was in the office and I didn't get home until like 7 because traffic was an absolute nightmare and all the fun stuff. I left the office at 4:30, but I did not get home until 7. Love it. I don't even live far from the place that I work, but there we go. Anyway, today I've been working from home. Been a bit chaotic here actually today. It's a day when it's Jack's day off, so everything gets a bit crazy when he's home. If he's watching this, I am very sorry, but you are like this. So yeah, I finished up. We've got a little bit of furniture to build, just like the drawers that go in our Kallax unit. There's 2 more of those left to do. We've been kind of moving around some stuff in the room to try and accommodate while we build the drawers that are going under the desk, and they're coming on Sunday. And then, yeah. Oh, and I also caught up with my other sister on yesterday, which is great. We had a fun time. We were just chatting, and that was very nice. I also started a new project. I am starting the longer version of this wheatberry mini scarf. I just wanted to do a sample of the long one because, yeah, obvious reasons, pattern. And, yeah, I felt like it was a good one that I could keep in my work bag. So I did some during my lunch break. I did some while I was on the phone to my sister. But it's not going to be my primary focus. My primary focus is going to be still the Gracie V-neck until that is done. So, yeah. Tonight, I'm hoping I'm going to get a fair amount of time to crochet. If I do, you will see a lot more of me today. So that's great. If not, I will still probably record and say goodbye because we are at the end of our week. But yeah, hopefully we get a bit of time. I'm also going to be doing some sorting and stuff. I might try and do some like productivity sprints where I do 1 sprint is crochet, 1 sprint is sorting out stuff for the room. Try and balance it out that way. I think that would be quite productive. So yeah. Also, I'm wearing one of my cardigans today. This is a sample of the Ross cardigan, but this is with the Newman add-on. So we've got like the little smiley face block. I'm still in the process of coming up with some additional designs to go in this add-on pack. But we've got this cute little mini checkered one here. I think this one's quite cute. But yeah, I love this cardigan. I feel so positive and happy in this. It's a fun one to put on when life's going really badly. Not what's happening today, but if I was in that sort of mood, if I could bring myself to put this on, I would just feel about 10 shades lighter. So yeah, anyway, we need to go on. So I will talk to you all again later. Okay, hello. I have been working on sorting out the room, moving things into drawers. All the smaller drawers are set up now, so that's good. And now it's just the bigger drawers that are coming on Sunday that we have yet to receive. And actually I feel like there's a good amount left. I don't feel like I'm going to overrun the 2 sets of drawers that I've got coming on Sunday. So that's great. In other news, this project is dragging. Like real dragging, which is fun. So I'm going to do my usual thing when a project is dragging, which is to set a timer and work while that timer is going. Hopefully we'll get a good amount done. So let's get into it. Also, life hack. If you need to get a lot of stuff done, but it's not that like the timer's not working, real energetic music really helps. My personal hack is the Fall Guys soundtrack. The game from the songs from the game Fall Guys. Something about that just really gets me amped. Cut to organising Meg just vibing out to the soundtrack to Fall Guys. I'm a really awkward human being, but what can you do? Anyway, I'm going to crack on with this and I will see you after the first half an hour. Okay, we're pretty far from a satisfying ending to this video, unfortunately. I still have about 9 rows left to do of the body of this, and then the whole sleeve. So, unfortunately, definitely not getting finished in this vlog. So that's not fun. Turns out it takes me about 25 minutes to do like 2 rows, which is kind of crazy, but they are literally going the whole way across you, like front to back. So, yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, hopefully you won't have to wait too long for the next video. I'm fairly certain this is coming out during the week, and then the next vlog will be with you by the end of the week. So, yeah, look forward to that. If you've stuck around this long, let me know what your favourite toy was growing up. I just figured since I'm wearing the kind of Toy Story-esque 90s teddy bear, as my fiance calls it, cardigan, we'd have that be our little question for the day. Also, let me know what you're working on. I always love hearing about that. So yeah, that's gonna call it for this vlog and for this week. We should have a fun one next week. It's gonna be a lot of finishing whips. In fact, it might even be a how many whips can I finish in a week video. So with that in mind, I'm gonna leave it here and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.